Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Due to YouTube's changing quote-unquote community standards, I created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can see all of my stuff over there, including my political and social commentary, as well as my current events videos. The links to my YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO legend video on Billy Meier. Now, I kind of hesitated to do this video for a long time because I read a lot of conflicting data, a lot of conflicting articles. A lot of people think he was a fraud, but then I found a source that I really like. There's a book out there, Jim Mars put it in one of his books, I can't remember which book it was. But so I started going at this from a different angle. I trust Jim Mars' research. Jim Mars is excellent. Anything you can read by him or any video you can watch by him is well worth it. All right, so here we go. Billy Meier. Edward Albert Meier was born February 3rd, 1937. This guy's had a very colorful life. So Edward acquired the nickname Billy due to his fascination with Billy the Kid and other famous Billies of the Old West. He was born to a farming family in Switzerland. At age 5, he and his father witnessed a UFO. His father explained that it was a secret weapon of Adolf Hitler. World War II was raging across the world, and it's obvious that the elder Meier was fixated on that evil. Young Edward disbelieved this explanation, so he went to the village minister and described the sighting. The minister said he knew of these flying objects. They were nothing new to him. He explained that the people on these ships came from another world besides Earth. The minister could not openly speak of them without shocking the village, so he kind of kept his mouth shut. The minister told him to try and learn telepathy to gain answers. After a short time, Meier was able to communicate telepathically. The minister told him to keep this a secret, otherwise people would think he was crazy. This is the minister talking here. Billy Meier learned that he was receiving telepathic messages from I'm going to say this right, Pleiadian, 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 named Sfath, S-F-A-T-H, Sfath. Anyway, this alien Sfath explained that Billy had been chosen to be a contact between humans and Pleiadians. By the time Billy reached adulthood, he had been in a boys' home for truancy, quitting school before 7th grade. He was arrested for theft, but ran away to join the French Foreign Legion. He didn't like that, so he fled back to Switzerland. He went to the Middle East in 1958. He made his way to India, where he studied Buddhist philosophy. In August of 1965, he was on a bus returning to Europe. The bus had a collision, and Billy's left arm was severed just above the elbow. After recovering, he continued his return trip. On this trip, he met a 17-year-old Greek girl named Calliope Zephyriou, Z-A-F-I-R-E-O-U. Zephyriou, maybe? No. Everybody deserves to have their name said properly, and I apologize if I butchered that, ma'am. Anyway, the two were married and then went back to Switzerland. At this time, all this time, he maintained telepathic contact with the Pleiadians. In January of 1975, he actually had physical contact with the aliens. That is the same day he began taking his famous photos and videos of the alien, what he called beam ships, B-E-A-M-S-H-I-P-S, beam ships. These photos and videos are crisp, clear, and very convincing. He took hundreds of such photos and videos. He also met an alien female named Semjase, S-E-M-J-A-S-E, Semjase. She explained that her civilization originated in the constellation Lyra. Their planet was destroyed in a war, and her people migrated to other planets, including the Pleiadian cluster. including in the Pleiadian cluster. She also explained that her people had interbred with early humans. They felt responsible for guiding Earth in its spiritual evolution. She also mentioned that the Pleiadians had actually inhabited Earth for a while, but they left, and I would assume that Billy Meier believes that that's where all of the ancient technology that people talk about, like forbidden archaeology and things like that, where all that comes from. Because an advanced civilization on Earth would blow the scientific and anthropological and archaeological narrative right out of the water. Anyway, let's get on with this. The UFO community is fragmented over Meier's story. Some believe it's a hoax, while others believe him. Some believe it's a mix of the two. It started out as real, but then more stuff was added and that stuff was hoaxed. I don't know. I'm not making claims one way or the other because I've heard a lot of different variety of things as well. But Jim Mars put this in his book. I want to say it was The Alien Agenda is the name of the book. But if Jim Mars says it, you can take it to the bank. Okay? Meier's photos and videos have been scrutinized by experts. None of them can disprove their validity, but many believe that because of their clear and perfect imagery, they must be hoaxes. They just can't prove how. Then there are the people who have witnessed him, Meier. I don't know, going out to visit the aliens. I don't. It's hard to talk about this because there's no frame of reference. There's no commonality here. Meier became more or less a cult leader. He had dozens of people in and out of his home at any given time, including such notable celebrities as Shirley MacLaine and Eric Von Daniken. Between these guests and visitors, he had virtually no time to create these incredible fakes. His photos show glint off of metal. His videos show tree branches moving as the ships pass by. Something big like that moving through the upper parts of a forest generates wind, and the wind was moving the trees as the ships passed by. One researcher actually sneaked into his home and searched the place, finding none of the equipment or supplies necessary to create such hoaxes. Meier would arrive back home from meetings with the aliens, and he would be totally dry in the midst of a heavy rain. Witnesses reported seeing him in a field where he would disappear right in front of them, being beamed onto the ship. Later, other witnesses would see him appear in the same place. They're watching this field, and boom, he's there. He just appears. Several people taped the sounds of one of the beam ships as it passed overhead. And these sound recordings have been checked, and nobody can find any fault with them. People go, well, this can't be real. It has to be a hoax. But nobody can prove how it's a hoax. That's the issue. The Pleiadians gave Meier a metal triangle. In time, it was given to a research chemist who discovered it was made of a peculiar maze of... Okay, here we go. A peculiar maze of elements including exceedingly pure silver, aluminum, potassium... Hang on, let me start over. Exceedingly pure silver, aluminum, potassium, calcium, chromium, copper, argon, bromium, chlorine, iron, sulfur, can't read my own writing, silicon, and thulium. Now, thulium was only purified during World War II as a byproduct of atomic energy work, and only in minute quantities. It is far more expensive than platinum and rare to come by. How did Meier, an impoverished night watchman with one arm and a 6th grade education, come by such a triangle? The triangle later disappeared out of the researcher's pocket. They were going to show it to somebody else. They reached in their pocket and it was gone. What this boils down to is that you either believe the Billy Meier story or you don't. There's enough evidence, tangible, real evidence, to warrant investigation. The proof of a hoax is always just out of reach. Meier never sought publicity or accolades with his story or photos. He never sought to profit from them. Frankly, he didn't give two shits if you believed him or not. His photos and videos are beyond believable. They are extraordinarily gorgeous. None of them have been proven to be hoaxes. Now, I got to be honest. When I first saw the photos years ago, I thought they must be hoaxes. They had to be fake. Nobody ever gets a photo of a UFO hovering above the trees like that in such perfect clarity. The more research I do into the story makes me want to believe him. Unless he had a team of photographic and video engineers faking photos and videos and somehow secretly delivering them to him while dozens of people stood around watching, I don't see how he faked them. That's all I'm saying. The guy had less than like a 5th grade education, I think it was. Plus, he has one arm. How's he gonna do all this? And if they're not fake, if these photos and videos are not fake, then they must be real. And if they're real, the U.S. Navy now says that their UFO videos are real. If Meier's photos and videos are real, then we have to take his word at what he says. We have to take him at his word. And that's just, I don't know. That's a lot to take in. Do your own research on Billy Meier. I'd love to read your comments. For my part, I would love to believe that this guy faked it, but nobody can prove how he did it, how he faked it. And I don't think it's possible that he faked it. So if he didn't fake it, it's got to be real. And if it's real, yeah, somebody better start paying attention. That's all I'm saying. So for my part, Billy Meier, in my opinion, is a UFO legend. You folks have a good day now. God bless one and all. Devo Poland, a scientific representative of a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, is sent away as an exchange officer. His objective, to learn the one skill his species never developed, to fight. And he's sent to learn that skill from the one species who does it better than any other in the galaxy, humans. If you like science fiction with an upbeat military tone, check out my novel, Vanguard 1.